Breaking news. Breaking news. I saw this happening this morning. I didn't want to report on it because y'all like to say I'm fear mongering, but I should have reported on it. Breaking news. Come on in. Hit the like button. Hey, y'all. Hey. Okay. If you have not heard, we are officially at war. Some may want to say, well, we did what we did and now it's over. It ain't over. It ain't over till the fat lady sing. It ain't over. Okay, so this morning, before I did my other video, I debated, should I do this article? And I didn't do it. But I got to keep it real with y'all. It's a lot happening, okay? The U.S. has bombed 3 Iranian nuke sites in a historic strike. America has now directly joined Israel's campaign of bombing Iran as they both seek to obliterate Tehran's nuclear program. Trump tweeted out, well, not tweeted, on his Truth Social. Here you go right here. This is the B-2 Spirit drops a GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator called the MOP for short, BOMB. Iranian Supreme Leader this was last week's picture of him. He was inside a underground bunker. Now, these bombs that were dropped are supposed to be bunker busting bombs. So three Iranian nuke sites with B-2 bombers in surprise strike. Be prepared for everything to be a little more tight, a little more high alert in the U.S. because this is not over. This is what it looks like. Bunker busting bomb, 30,000 pounds, 20.5 feet is the length. It goes deep. So, posting on Truth Social, President Donald Trump said U.S. bombers targeted Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan enrichment sites, all key to Iran's doomsday project. A lot of people like to joke about doomsday. Doomsday. Oh, they are doomsday preppers. A lot of people need to be getting prepped up. You think the prices are high now. Let's see what the stock market is doing on Monday. So Trump wrote on his Truth Social, quote, "We have completed our very successful attack on the 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site, Fordo." Trump added that all planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors, he added. As if it's over. You don't just do that and it's over. Was it last year? I think I did a story. I've done so many stories on the borders and who all was coming in through the borders. And everybody's just thinking, oh, Mexicans coming in through the borders. No, it was not just Mexicans coming in through the border. You had China sending people through, Iran sending people through, Russia sending people through. Where did these people go? Nobody knows. Remember, they couldn't track everybody because when they got through, they already had safe houses set up for these people. They meaning whoever sent them over here has safe houses for China, for Russia, for Iran. And I do feel, and I've always said, that they're sitting and they're waiting for something. This might be that something. I don't know. I'm not there. It's just my opinion. They say the bombings come just 2 days after Trump said he would decide within 2 weeks whether to join key ally Israel in attacking Iran. In a phone call to Axis, Trump said, "We had a great success tonight. Your Israel is much safer now." No, it's not. That is not going to stop them from attacking Israel, and it's not going to stop them from trying to attack America. Because so many countries really do not like the United States and its American ways, its Western ways, as they would say. Let me show you the article that I saw this morning that I decided not to do. Was this one here. I guess I need to make sure y'all seeing it because the last couple of times it didn't pull up. Okay. This was the article I saw this morning where it said multiple US B-2 bombers appear to have taken off from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri on Friday. On Friday night, they left and are heading west, according to flight tracker data, as President Donald Trump weighs his military options over a potential airstrike in Iran. Now, when I saw that, I said, this man's not waiting 2 weeks like he said. They ain't just flying over there to fly over there. And then here we go on Saturday. Well, it's Sunday over there. It's Sunday in Iran. On Saturday, for us, it happens. So the U.S. defense official said, there has been no order given to move forward with any kind of operation against Iran using the B-2s. As of Saturday, the planes are flying over the Pacific and appear to be headed toward Guam. That's where they were supposed to have been going, to Guam. And I get you're not supposed to, say when you're doing something, because that's just foolish to let people know what you're about to do. But this article is based off of what they said. They also said, now this is before this happened, they also said 2 U.S. defense officials cautioned that any movement of B-2s does not mean an operation is imminent. It seemed pretty imminent to me as of right now, but rather is intended to provide the president with options. Another U.S. official said moving aircraft can be a show of force and a deterrent as Trump deliberates. I could see that. But I think they knew when they were sending them over there what they were planning on doing. B-2 bombers are the only plane capable of carrying the massive ordnance penetrator. which experts have highlighted as the only type of BOMB potentially capable of destroying Iran's underground Fordo nuclear facility. I always feel like just because you think you know where someone has all of their weapons at does not mean you actually know where all of their weapons are. Like, why would I tell you, even if you have the little heat-seeking things, why would I tell you where everything is? Each B-2 bomber is able to carry 2 of these bunker-busting bombs, which weigh an impressive 30,000 pounds. Let's go see what TikTok's talking about. Take it back.
Nuclear facilities, according to President Trump. The president said this was a highly successful mission where they took out those nuclear facilities. He thanked the U.S. service members who were part of the operation, saying that no other country in the world could conduct such an operation. He also wanted to send a clear message to them that they cannot have a nuclear weapon. That's what the president has said for the last couple of weeks, that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. This, of course, proving that because he has literally just wiped their nuclear program off the map, largely with these 3 sites. And so many people are wondering if the United
Keep thinking that, sir. Keep thinking that.
Jennifer Griffin is live at the Pentagon. Let's bring Jennifer in. Jennifer, we're just getting word, obviously, with the president's announcement, what this looks like.
Well, Brett, we knew that there was something afoot this morning when we woke and heard that there were 6 B-2 bombers that had...
See, I ain't the only one. I ain't the only one who felt like something was awry.
Been seen leaving Whiteman Air Force Base last night at midnight. And so those planes, we were told, were heading towards Guam. Now, Guam would have been an 18-hour flight into Iran. So it is likely that it was a different set of B-2 bombers that were used to bomb the sites, the 3 sites that the president mentioned tonight on Truth Social. That is the Fordo complex, which we've been watching all week. That is the massive main, sort of what's known as the heart or the crown jewel of Iran's nuclear program. It's underneath that mountain just outside of Qom, which is 2 hours south of Tehran. That complex, we understand, has been bombed by those U.S. B-2 bombers tonight. Also, Isfahan, as well as Natanz. Natanz had another underground facility. Remember, before Fordo was built in 2006, Natanz had been the main enrichment site. It was also built underground. Israeli jets had been targeting it in the last...
Although it has been tested, it's never been used in war. Thanks to Martha Raddatz for that. A key concern about the bomb is the potential release of radioactive material. The International Atomic Energy Agency says the hazard will be limited to the areas that are directly around the nuclear sites.
Make sure you have your backup power. Make sure you have your home stocked up with food, medication, water, over-the-counter medication as well, not just prescription, first aid, all of the things that you would need to hunker down if this goes crazy. We don't know if this is going to affect the talks that were happening with China when it comes to the ports and the shipping. So we don't know where that's going to go. We don't know where the stock market is going to go. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? This could take us back to how it was when 9/11 took place and everything went haywire.
من به گازه شهرام زدم.
Now we watching this over there, right? And we used to be in a place, a safe place, where we felt like that would never happen to us here. But we saw what happened on 9/11. And it may not happen that way. They're definitely going to be tighter on security at airports. It doesn't mean people can't slip through. People are already here. They don't have to come from over there to here. They already have people here.
ما چه گناهی کردیم تن بدنمون باید بلرزه؟ من به گازه شهرانو زدم. ما چه گناهی کردیم تن بدنمون باید بلرزه؟
This is
من به
crazy.
گازه
Trump just announced that the United States has attacked Iran, specifically saying that the U.S. bombed 3 of Iran's nuclear facilities, saying that the mission to destroy them was successful and that the B-2s and other bombers are now safely out of Iranian airspace. But then Trump saying that now is the time for peace. So there, one has to imagine that Iran's pretty pissed, and you have experts saying that it's possible that they're going to attack the United States back. Right, and that is, there are reports of widespread GPS, cell phone, and radio jamming in Iran, which is believed to be U.S. electronic warfare. Right, and all of this is there are around 40,000 U.S. soldiers in the...
And that's the thing. It doesn't have to always be an attack like what we just watched. They could attack us in so many different ways. Your grid could go down. Could that be them? Could that be Russia? Could that be China? You know people panic when the grid go down. You saw what happened when the phone services went out, all the phone services, all the different companies, when they had that situation last year. People were running up to the cell phone stores ready to fight the people in the store like, I need my phone. People were literally lost. So while you're stocking up on your stuff, and I was just about to do a video on this, things you should have. You should have a physical map. A physical map. Because if towers go down, if power goes out, and we running around here, don't know where we are, even though we drive the same path every day. And I know that sounds crazy, but I saw the video of the girl when the phones were down. She literally pulled over to a restaurant, to the drive-thru, crying through the drive-thru. Hello, is anybody there? Can you help me? I don't know how to get back to my boyfriend's house.
The Gulf, who may now be the immediate targets of Iran, and Iran does have an operative network in the United States that could inflict terror at home. Additionally, Iran has discussed closing the Strait of Hormuz in retaliation, which would make gas prices potentially rise up to $10 a gallon, as ships will now face the risk of exploding via mines. And all of this after earlier today you had 6 B-2 bombers very publicly beginning flying towards Iran through the Pacific. But there you have some saying that they might have been a diversion and that the B-2s actually came via the Atlantic.
Oh, and I didn't even think to say the fuel like he just did. So thank you, sir. Price is already slipping up.
And then all of this is you have some experts saying that the bombing of Iran's nuclear facilities may not actually solve the problem and make it far more likely that Iran will eventually make a bomb and potentially use it on the U.S. But for now, everything's still developing, so follow to stay in the loop. Trump just...
World War III is shaking, and Trump just issued us right into it. Now, I'm resting, so excuse my attire, because I thought that we were not supposed to be bombing any type of Iran for the next 2 weeks. Allegedly, Trump switched up the schedule and made it 2 days. There's a lot to this story. Let me explain to you guys what's going on. Let's talk about it. So against Marjorie Taylor Greene and Steve Bannon's advice, Trump went ahead and did what he wanted to do and then announced it on Truth Social. He said, we have completed our very successful attack on 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordo, Natanz, and Esfahan. All planes are now outside of Iran airspace, and full payload of bombs was dropped on the preliminary site, Fordo. Now, let me explain to you Fordo. We'll get back to this message. So this is Fordo. Fordo is a nuclear plant that harvests uranium. Okay, so basically what he did is the site that they would be able to harvest what would create a bomb, he bombed it. Now, so you guys are not in the dark, I want you to see these things. This is Natanz. Let's read. Natanz is a city in the central district of Natanz County, Esfahan Province, Iran, serving as the capital of both the country and the district. Okay, so you see how that looks. Okay. And then you got Esfahan. Let me move me so you can really see it. Esfahan is huge. This is a major city. This is kind of the capital. So he bombed the capital. Esfahan is a major city in the central district of Esfahan County, a province in Iran. It is the capital of the province, the county, and the district. This is a huge city, very metropolitan city that he bombed. This situation is very poignant because of who everybody's in bed with. So you know when they scream free Palestine, free Gaza, that is because Israel is attacking those countries. Trump is aligned allegedly with Israel. Over there, they are trying to create resorts, golf courses. There are all kinds of golf courses that Trump is aligning to put over there. Mm-hmm. He's making this a business investment for later on down the line, Gaza and the Strip looking like Dubai, a tourism attraction. And now we are aligning with Israel. That's why that food wasn't able to get over there. That's why we really haven't been saying nothing. And it's been very cliche to say, you know, free Palestine, free Gaza. We really haven't been doing nothing. We kind of been aligning with the bad guy, right? Well, Iran is aligned with Russia and China. So we don't.
Bingo. I was waiting for somebody to say it, but you see the news is not going to say it.
Have a dog in this fight. At this point, they are way bigger superpowers than us. So this is beef, okay? Now, if we were to go to full-blown war, we've created such bad beef with everybody. We don't have anybody to fight for us. Who's going to fight with us? France? We're beefing with Canada. We're not as cool with the European Union. Like, we don't have nobody. We don't have nobody. Because along with China and Russia, they also kind of have Africa. So now we basically declared war, even though he's saying it's going to be peaceful. Let's go back to his message.
No.
So he said a payload of bombs was dropped on the preliminary sites for Fordo, and all planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. He thinks this is a video game. There's not another military in the world that could have done this. Now's the time for peace. Thank you for your attention to this matter. This is not going to be peaceful. Nope. It's actually going to be the exact opposite. When they came in and they let all the kids go from Job Corps and they whisper about bringing back the draft, they're getting y'all ready to send y'all to war. Okay? That's what they're getting.
Your kids. Our kids that maybe don't want to go. And that's why another reason why they're switching out the food stamp situation. Not to take it back to that, but the woman over there, I can't remember her name. She made a statement and she was like, right now, which was a truthful statement, but it got me to thinking, oh, okay, they planning something. And this is what they're planning. Because right now, kids between the age of 16 and young adults, 2021, are overweight. Can't even fight in a war is what she said. Because see, they having talks. All of them having talks about our kids because their kids are not going to go.
Trump just announced that the United States.
World War III is shaking. And okay, so you see how that looks. This situation is very poignant because of who everybody's in bed with. So you know when they scream free Palestine, free Gaza, that is because Israel is attacking those countries. Trump is aligned allegedly with Israel. Over there, they are trying to create resorts, golf courses. There are all kind of golf courses that Trump is aligning to put over there. He's making this a business investment for later on down the line, Gaza and the Strip looking like Dubai, a tourism attraction. And now we are aligning with Israel. That's why that food wasn't able to get over there. That's why we really haven't been saying nothing. And it's been very cliche to say, you know, free Palestine, free Gaza. We really haven't been doing nothing. We kind of been aligning with the bad guy, right? Well, Iran is aligned with Russia and China. So we don't have a dog in this fight. At this point, they are way bigger superpowers than us. So this is beef, okay? Now, if we were to go to full-blown war, we've created such bad beef with everybody. We don't have anybody to fight for us. Who's going to fight with us? France? We're beefing with Canada. We're not as cool with the European Union. Like, we don't have nobody. We don't have nobody. Because along with China and Russia, they also kind of have Africa.
Yeah, because remember, Trump kicked the African president out of the White House.
So now we basically declared war, even though he's saying it's going to be peaceful. Let's go back to his message. So he said a payload of bombs was dropped on the preliminary sites for Fordo, and all planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. He thinks this is a video game. There's not another military in the world that could have done this. Now's the time for peace. Thank you for your attention to this matter. This is not going to be peaceful. It's actually going to be the exact opposite. When they came in and they let all the kids go from Job Corps and they whisper about bringing back the draft, they're getting y'all ready to send y'all to war. Okay? That's what they're getting ready to do. So I'm just warning you. Ain't gonna be no more Molly Percocets and video games. It's gonna be wartime, baby. It's a scary, scary, scary sight for a country that's not ready for this. World War III is shaking, and Trump.
She was on point. I'd rather hear from.
Okay, so boom. I just want to say, if you voted for Trump because you didn't want no more war.
Because it don't matter who you voted for. He here now. We got to deal with whatever it is.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so here's what his speech is.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime, Fordo, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin-Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say, we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, y'all just heard it. Y'all just heard it. No need to make it any longer than it has to be. Let me check out some of these comments before I go. Hold on. Okay. Thank y'all for coming in. If you haven't hit the like, please hit the like. Help this video get out to more people. Your girl be trying to work hard. Hey, Irma, how are you? Hey, Sabrina. It's morning where you, what time is it? Oh, not quite morning here yet. I'm in North Carolina. Hey, Markel. Good to see you, Wins. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate all y'all for coming in. Hey, Shadow, how are you? Donna, thank you so much. Thank y'all for supporting the channel. Hey, Judith. So y'all heard it there. We're gonna see where this go. I'm pretty sure I'll have a live or two tomorrow. So turn your notifications on. And let's pray for each other. Let's pray for each other. Because we don't know where this is going, but we know where it has gone before. So it's okay to keep living your life, not living in fear, but definitely get prepared while you're living your life. Have a plan in place if something were to happen. Because my daughter, who's 19, even said to me, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, matter of fact. She was like, Iran tweeted out, who should we hit first? Now, this, of course, was before they got hit by us. Who should we hit first? New York, California, DC, you know, the main places. But you have to think outside of the box, that those are places that are going to be more on high alert than these smaller towns and stuff like that. A few years ago, and maybe not even a few years ago, the water systems in smaller towns were being affected. People were trying to poison the communities. They never said who those people were, though. If they caught them, or, well, they caught one person, because one person was actually used to work at the treatment facility And what he did was, when he lost his job, he still had access for some reason. They didn't turn the access off. So remotely, him not even coming in, he was able to, because it was automated, able to set the system to have higher doses of whatever chemicals that they used. So that would have poisoned the water. Thankfully, somebody was there and caught it. So it's so many different ways that other countries can attack us. And we all know the first, and if you don't know, the first rule in war is to attack the communication first. So if you start seeing cyber attacks to cell phone towers, companies, etc., we have to ask, is this related to what we just did just now? And while no one country should just have massive amounts of nuclear BOMBs to do as they will, no one country has the right to tell another country that they don't have the right to have it. Because you can't sit here and say, we have the right to bear arms, which I agree with, because I bear all kinds of arms. And then tell other countries that they cannot, but we have it. We have it, but you can't. And this is why a lot of countries do not like the US, the Western ways. So y'all, I'll see you tomorrow in a few videos. So turn your notifications on. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button. That's the only way the video gets out to more people. Y'all take care. Have a safe, blessed night.